right, so as promised, this is my Mack truck. So this is a 1957 Mack B61. This is diesel. This has the Thermodyne engine in it. And if you come in and take a look at it, you'll see obviously it didn't come in satin black back in the day. But what it did come with was this Thermodyne engine. It had 672 cubic inches. At the blockhouse power was about 205 block horsepower, but this is what's cool about it. It had about 560 foot-pounds of torque. This truck is naturally aspirated. It's not turboed or anything like that. I know a lot of people are freaks out there about that, but this is just a straight-up naturally aspirated engine. There's some things cool about this, but let's open up the engine bay, and I'll be able to show you what it looks like. And so you can see the Thermodyne engine. She's just huge. And again, you know, a lot of cubic inches. Lot of cubic inches. And so as you take a look at it, the thing I love about it's all original. It still has the quick starter, which is the ether. You guys can see here just the size of the engine, the intake, everything on this thing is massive. Reservoir. One of my favorite things about this is if we come around to the front here, is this grill, and it's still operational. So this is their louvered grill. It stayed closed until it was up to operation temperature, and it started opening, and that's how it modulated the temperature in the engine. And so we'll open up this other side and show you guys. You can just see how massive it is, how big the exhaust is on it. So this is a 6-cylinder. Again, I believe it was 672 cubic inches. This is not your mama's truck. This is a big boy. What got me really interested in the Mack truck is when I was a kid, there was a B61 that would fly by the house from a rock quarry. And I just thought it was the coolest truck ever. And about 10 years ago, I found this truck. It was pure coincidence. There was actually an eBay I was looking at for something else, and I noticed there was a picture of a B61. And so I got a hold of the eBay member, and he's like, well, yeah, I'm from Colorado. This is the newspaper. So I called the newspaper. After some searching, finally got the name and number of the person selling it. It was actually the wife of a husband. He had promised when they moved from Arizona to Colorado that he'd fix it. And she said, if you haven't fixed it in a year, it's going down the road. And so she put in the paper. She said no one called on it. I was the first person. Actually, the ad wasn't running anymore. So her and I talked. 20 minutes later, I went to the bank, wired her the money. My buddy actually happened to be in Colorado with his truck and trailer. He picked it up, drove it all the way back here for me on his truck and trailer, and I think it was 2 days later I had it in my possession. I actually was not at home when it came. I was out of town on business, and so my buddy Brandon and Garrett, they unloaded it for me and got it going. So I love this truck. It's a rough ride. So let me take you around to the back. I'll kind of show you some of the upgrades we did. Come on. So what we did back here is we upgraded the rear suspension. You guys can see we went to airbags. It originally was leafs. We went to bags, Panhard bar. And so it went to that style suspension. And part of the reason we did this is the ride on this as a leaf spring truck was just astronomical. I really thought my kidneys were going to fall out of my rear end. And so that was probably the biggest upgrade we've done to it. Made it safer, obviously. Changed the brake system. It's just all around a much better handling truck. Still a little rough. So the other thing I did is we upgraded the driver's seat to an air chassis. So let me take you around and I'll show you that. So the fuel tanks aren't stock, as you can tell. They are Mack truck tanks, but they're off newer Mack trucks. For my Christmas present, my wife asked what I had for Christmas, and every year she asked me, I'm like, I don't need anything. And this year I told her, I said, I finally got an idea. I would love new floor mats. So I actually just finished putting these in, the new floor mats, new Mack, and these are original equipment, new original equipment. So the air ride chassis, what I did here is I cheated. I actually used the suspension system from a New Holland tractor. It's brand spanking new, but it's got the built-in pump. And you'll be able to hear it, so I'm just going to turn the key on, and you'll be able to hear it. And that way it's all self-contained. I know I already have air on board, but I said forget it. So why don't we close the deck lids, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire it up for you guys, and you guys will be able to see this thing run, and it's just so awesome. this is the Mack truck. This one was actually, this is one of the newer ones of its time in 57. It actually has what they called the Unishift. It's a split shift 5-speed, so you get 10 gears. I'll short shift it. So just to kind of take you around, I mean, the steering wheel still intact, but she's a little rough. We go around the gauges: fuel, oil pressure, RPM, mile per hour, temperature, amps, and air pressure. So yeah, this is an air system. Again, pull this out, kills the engine, throttle lock, wipers, everything works in it. Everything works in this truck. So yeah, well, let's take it down the road. I'll let you guys see what she's like, and we'll go from there. Non-synchro transmission. So with a non-synchro transmission, it's double clutching. So you got to be up on the wheel. But it's not like a dual stick. A lot of these will a dual or triple stick. And the way you'd shift those is you'd put your arm through it and shift the 2 sticks to keep the steering wheel intact. But we don't got to do that with this. Things about the truck: air horn. Yeah. So stop sign coming up. So the whole trick with when you have a non-synchro transmission come at the stop is bringing your RPM up. So you bring the clutch out, all the gears and synchros get going, so then you get it up the RPM, then it's able to go down in the next gear without grinding it. So the B61 really was a workhorse of its day. You know, what amazes me is there were guys that drove these trucks across the nation. I'm not man enough for that. I've got an air ride seat, air ride suspension now. Yeah, no way would I be able to do it. Hey guys, so that's our ride along. Hopefully you enjoyed that. You know, I have the original Mack truck operation maintenance manual, and it's just kind of cool to look through it. You know, I'm always amazed, you know, before CAD and everything, the illustrators that did the work here. And, you know, they did offer the Thermodyne with a turbo, but obviously, as I said, mine's naturally aspirated. But I hope you enjoyed the ride along. Make sure you subscribe and like and check out our other videos. I appreciate you guys' time. God bless you and love you.